These two teams right now, Team Fat Rabbit must win their games in order to go to the tiebreaker. If I'm not mistaken, if the Jakarta Juggernauts take a game,
any game of them,
yeah, then it will lock Full Lewis's place in to going to the next stage of the GPL Spring Split 2015.
yeah, Full Lewis is. I mean,
they're
gonna watch this match. They're gonna be like, Jakarta Juggernauts, come on, you can do it.
Yeah,
you guys can do it.
It's crazy. I mean, because no one expected Full Lewis to pull that off, honestly.
No one.
Like, a draw would have been a very nice result, but going 2-0 against the undefeated players in their group, that was crazy.
Yeah.
So now let's go straight to the bans and picks. Jakarta Juggernauts on the blue side, and the blue side, and Team Fat Rabbit on the red side. Let's see the bans.
Yeah, that's right. Lee Sin, Thresh, and Janna coming out for the Juggernauts. I mean, Lee Sin here targetedly
Right at D-Dan.
right at D-Dan. Targeted right at D-Dan.
At D-Dan, yeah.
Fat Rabbit, of course, going with the Pantheon, Lysandra, and Nar. Just very staple bans. I mean, Pantheon has kind of fallen off, but I think Fat Rabbit doesn't want to deal with 2J on the Pantheon. He's rather comfortable on that champion. Lysandra, we saw Nyx Water consistently pick it to not much effect. And of course, we have Nar here. They don't want to give that over to Luffy.
Right, so, but they do have that Rumble, which is also a highly contested pick. That's going to be great for them. The counters to that, I mean, like right now, Team Fat Rabbit has a few options open up. You can always go for the Jarvan, which is now a highly contested pick.
Yeah.
Support-wise, there aren't that many to pick out now.
Yeah.
But you could still go for strong top laners like Maokai, and just to take it against the Rumble.
I wouldn't be surprised to just see this Maokai Jarvan locked in, because I mean, Maokai is just a really consistent top laner, deals with Rumble quite well. I mean, Rumble has that mid game power spike, go in with the equalizer. However, Maokai becomes just that late game tank. It becomes very difficult to deal with, honestly.
We saw how the previous game, like, they did not lack the damage for these, like in the Maokai Jarvan comp.
Yeah.
Right. Just for the side of Full Lewis, like they pulled it off sweetly.
It's all about that disruption. I mean,
And
yes, you don't have that damage coming in, but with a Rod of Ages, in addition to that damage mitigation coming out from the Vengeful Maelstrom, I mean, Maokai just does so much in the team fight.
Right, and so right now, also another reason to pick up that Jarvan right now is to take it away from the Juggernauts. Like, you don't want to have
We talk about the Narvan combo. Let's not forget the throwback season 2 combination.
The Numble?
The Rumvan.
The Jumble.
The
Jumble.
Jumble.
Yeah. It does jumble your team up quite a bit. So it's pretty bad. Wow, Kha'Zix, that's a real throwback.
That Kha'Zix hover is going to be really interesting though, because it's a very hit or miss champion if you don't really get it snowballing.
And it is going to be hard to snowball, I think, up against like the Jarvan and Maokai, like these early picks. And not knowing your opponent's mid laner can be a big factor as well.
Yeah, we talk about like unconventional supports here. You are going to see the Braum.
They have no choice, really. You don't really have much choice now.
I mean, you actually do have the Nami to kind of think about as
you could use the
flex pick, because Nami just does generally everything rather well. Has the CC, gains that movement speed, has a heal. But you go for the Braum, you want the lockdown. I mean, that's what Jakarta Juggernauts are kind of lacking, so they lock that one in. Fat Rabbit though, hovering over the Alistar and the Graves.
I just feel like Braum has better synergy with Rumble, I guess. Like, if you want to think about it as compared to picking up a Nami with a Rumble, you have tons of disruption, but Braum's lockdown. That's hard engage that you don't have to rely on.
You're gonna lay on the Glacial Fissure.
And you're not relying on your Rumble to start the fight. Yeah, and you want someone who can engage. Like Nami, the start fights with tidal wave, but it's just not the most effective.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So, but okay, Alistar Graves also really nice in the bot lane. You get nice damage. You could get a body blocker if they choose to pick up Lucian again.
They do.
And the disruption, it's definitely there. It's probably one of the best disruptors right after Janna.
I actually like Graves playing into the Braum here instead of the Lucian, in which Peschap is just so comfortable on.
Right.
And the Corki as well. I mean, Corki has kind of fallen off a little bit, and we just saw Shin in the previous game destroy with Graves in game number 1. So that's going to be a huge pickup for Fat Rabbit as well. Good.
Now, the Teemo pick is probably not going to happen. The Rek'Sai, though, is open up. I don't know why they would...
why?
I mean, it could be a
mid-lane Kha'Zix for your assassinations. We've not seen that. You talk about throwback. We're going to go way back here on the Kha'Zix.
To the Alex H days. Like, okay, so the Azir is a more probable pick. And Vayne Vayne Brom is pretty nice. You have a hyper carry that can go toe to toe with Graves.
Vayne Brom's a pretty.
It's a pretty good game because you get tons of resets on those for your passive stacks for Brom, and that's nice. So the Azir is definitely going in, and good.
Straight up onto the Zerath. That's a great pick.
That's a great pick coming up against Azir as well. So both teams are actually really balanced out.
It is.
Yeah.
Very good pick out to Azir. Very good response here coming out from Fat Rabbit, picking up that Zerath. So what we have here is actually something along the lines of, okay, Poker here will have that mid lane matchup between Azir as well as Zerath, and using the Sand Soldiers to zone out assassins is one of the strongest things that Azir can actually do.
Right.
Even Ahri coming in with those dashes gonna make it really difficult. However, Zerath can just easily see us from behind with the IO.
Basically, Azir can really stop a lot of all-ins, especially once you hit the ultimate when you get at level 6. Like,
and she's the level 3 power spike of Azir that comes in as well.
Yeah, it's a big level 3 power spike as well. So honestly, Zerath becomes one of those, like, you could have gone Orianna, but Zerath is much more safer.
Oh yeah.
So you honestly have just like so much to play with in this team. Looking at that, they're not short of damage whatsoever. They have tons of AoE coming in. The Jakarta Juggernauts also have their AoE comp, but they are really relying on I think Crusher here to go and like get the openings and start those fights.
And I'm looking at the late game potential of the Jakarta Juggernauts here. It's gonna be huge.
Dude, Azir and Vayne, just the two of them itself, already a lot of damage can be dealt directly to the backlines. But Luffy as well, coming here to just create like bad teamfight zones. That can be big when you have someone like Brom.
Yeah, I mean, Rumble Brom here will kind of allow those mid-game zone controls. When you talk about objectives, really, you talk about zoning, Azir, Rumble, and Brom. Huge masses of zone control coming in.
Yeah,
and Azir, especially if you get that early lead, I mean, I don't know how much Panda Pulse is going to pressure Poker, but if you talk about it, I mean, Poker will have on paper, the upper hand in this one. He will always be the one that will be looking to push Zerath out of lane. It's on Panda Pulse to be the one that's a little bit more reactionary, dodging out those Sand Soldier attempts here as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Azir. He hasn't seen that much light in competitive play. But, a lot of pros have talked about him after release, and he's like, this guy has tons of potential.
You want to watch Azir montages? Where I've been watching him from and trying to learn from? Go to Unknown Martian on YouTube.
Okay.
He has amazing stuff, and he pulls out all the bugs from Azir and complains about them all the time, but he's really one of the best Azir players. I don't know if Poker will be showing us any of those fancy footwork. No idea how much play we've seen from Azir onto Poker, but we will have to watch out because, I mean, Azir is one of those champions where mid laners aren't all too familiar with great Azir players.
That's one of the things about Azir, like a lot of the, like Bjergsen, he said there are very few matchups that Azir is bad at.
Yeah.
A good Azir player could probably take toe-to-toe with many. Because he has everything. He has an escape, he has a
And people forget all the time. My favorite part of Azir, like even me playing Azir sometimes in the mid lane, when you use your ultimate, people try to flash or drag themselves over the ultimate and they realize that you're gonna just get knocked back, dude. Like, it's not just terrain, it's like unpassable terrain. That's what Cataclysm should have been.
That's what Cataclysm should have been.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It would be a bit OP now though. Like if they just suddenly like, oh yeah.
We talk about an unpassable terrain for Cataclysm. Let's change that now.
And then it would be like Jarvan, best pick all the way. Nerf everything else about him. No more W, no more. He has no more Q, W, and E.
Just use R.
You can only R in this game. Yeah. That would be a balance change for me. So that would be the two team comps. Both are very reactionary, but also very focused in their team.
You've got a zone control coming out from the Jakarta Juggernauts, and on the other hand, of course, you've got just really good, I would say, layering of crowd control abilities.
This crowd control and a lot of skirmish potential. Like, they have pretty much a balanced power curve on that team. Right? I mean, Graves is one of those ADCs which he suffers because mechanically speaking, he's short-handed.
Yeah, he
has short range, but
the skill cap's not like extremely high, but he has this true grit. He has so much burst damage.
Exactly.
He got buffed like here and there. There's splotches of buffs throughout the patches.
He's just one of those ACs which is really close range.
Yeah.
But aside from that, his power curve is actually pretty linear. So he's never really that handicapped at any point in the game. He's supported by Alistar as well who also has like high utility all the way to the very end. Towards the late game, he becomes a big soaker.
Yeah.
We just jump to the back line, playing like a Lee Sin. They have the Jarvan, who
They
also
have the
doesn't really
Maokai.
scale off. They have the Maokai that doesn't
That's why I
really
say
scale off.
layering of that CC is going to be great.
Yeah,
It's
TRX,
on to
good.
Poker, I have to say as well. It's on to Poker and Crusher to prevent that dive from coming in.
Poker
Because
Crusher,
it's
yeah.
going to be big.
And a lot of the team for the Jakarta Juggernauts also rests on 2J at the moment because Kha'Zix needs the farm, needs the snowball. You can't just sit and farm as Kha'Zix and go like, well, I'm a late game beast, because you're not. You know, you could have picked Rengar. It would be a much better pick as well. But Kha'Zix is there because you get really nice amounts of CC and you're very slippery. If you snowball as Kha'Zix, it's very hard for opponents to come back. People like, yeah, and you know, with someone like Azir as your mid laner, the both of you can actually just plow through a lane, get tons of flow, get tons of knockout, resets in and out.
Yeah, if you can actually take a look at 2J and Poker right now, I'm going to say their skin synergy is going to work out very well for them because you have Emperor of the Sands Kha'Zix as well as Azir on his classic skin, so
I mean, they were meant for each other.
They are meant
romance,
for each other.
This is romance. A bad romance or a true romance?
We'll have to see.
A rad romance, yes.
We will have to see.
Here, Roffin's here. Getting caught out of position, Pass Trap and Crazy Pineapple. I mean, you know, these guys putting on real pressure. They get spotted up by the wards, but they managed to get a deep ward inside that lane. That's gonna be nice. They'll be able to spot whether there's a lane swap or when the jungler's coming in during the golems.
Minions
Now we will see.
D-Dan standing on top, Jokebot as well, just helping out with the saplings early on. This is going to be nice. 2J going to get some help from Luffy. Looks like it will be that lane swap. Juggernaut.
You know, One Piece fans will be very disappointed in you, Elliot.
Why?
Because
Luffy.
yeah,
right,
Luffy. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I always call him Luffy. I know it's called Luffy, but
I don't know, man.
you know, have you ever done Laffy Taffy?
Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, so it's like Luffy. It's a game. Poker here, you'll get signed like, ooh, getting
Pitch
early
posh.
post by Pantherpaw.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
Pantherpaw is just really great on the Xerath, and he rightly knows that the weakest point of Azir is his level 1.
The level 1, yeah. 1 to 3 is actually one of the worst times.
To be an
for
Azir player.
Yeah, because you can only get W.
Yeah.
Right. Only get W.
Like Arise.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can get. And your CF is dependent on how well you can time your W.
Yeah.
It's just a really strange kind of play level 1. Once you hit 3, that's when you can at least trade back and put some easy pressure. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
This is the pressure that we're talking about.
The level 2 here, because I mean level 1 you just talk about it, you can't do anything. I mean, outside of the fact that you try to place your sand soldiers in the right places at the right time, there's not much you can do. But once you get your Q, once you know, allow your soldiers to dash forward, you can just reposition them, get those extra auto attacks down.
And
which
this is a
is
brilliant
really
play.
good.
So they're going the top laner and jungler are just roaming for the buff, while free farm for both immediate supports. in both
Oh,
lanes.
this is gonna be the level 2 beast of a mode coming in. Poker is at level 3 though, so he can actually juke away from some of those shenanigans in the mid lane. We will have to see how well he understands this Azir play. There we go. Gonna dodge out of that Arcano Pulse.
Not really using the flying technique.
No,
right,
no.
the six-man technique.
Doesn't have to. Doesn't have to at all at the moment.
And the pause here, getting very good amounts of farm down. Poker's gonna have a bit of a rough time, but obviously I think that Poker scales much better. AoE team damage wise, a lot of people underestimate the power that Azir can really dish out in the fight. Going in, and the pause.
Taking a lot of damage from Pantherpaw here.
Ooh, nice dodge there.
Dodging out the Eye of Destruction as well, but look at this. Jakarta Juggernauts here just going for that 4-man kind of push here with the minion wave, of course. So just clearing out the minions as much as possible, trying to get a stack here onto the turret.
The Juggernauts have nothing to lose. That's one thing to remember about them.
Except the dragon.
Except the dragon. I mean, TFR here making a very wise choice. The first dragon is actually really valuable. The second and third one not so much. But they're going to trade top for a dragon, which I think is good for them. They get a little more flurry power, and that can
Oh, the dragon actually reset there.
just a little bit. I mean, they waste a few more seconds of time,
That
but
gives actually the Jakarta Juggernauts some more time to actually push the top lane. They might just lose top turret off of this one, because their recalls were set back a few seconds.
yeah, just for a few seconds. Not too bad. Poker's back in the lane, getting that farm out. they can actually play this really slow and they can make it out on top. That's one thing that the Juggernauts can actually control by.
Yeah.
So getting that early turret on top is actually good for them, insofar as they get more gold than their opponents, since Dragon does not give any more gold back. Nice gang coming from Crazy Pie in the mid lane, not doing much to stop Poker though, still has his flash and heal. Now that's a super defensive Azir coming in, and that's good. I mean, honestly, if you ask me, that's what you need as Azir. Wait till the late game and play as hyper carry.
Heal is huge on Azir, especially with the shifting sands coming. Gives you the additional health barrier.
Right.
And then even if you take damage, you can just heal back, gain more health. I mean, Azir is a squishy champion, don't get me wrong here. And ooh, Roffin's trying to turn around onto Jokebot. Needs to be careful because D-Dan
is in the bushes just
yeah,
waiting.
there's a ward there though, so that's gonna be spotted. He's gonna get spotted out.
A lot of the roaming coming out from Fat Rabbit isn't doing much. And Azir, oh, you're right. I mean, Don, as you nicely point out, Azir is so far behind his CS at the moment. I'm not that surprised, honestly. It's a bit tougher for Azir to farm out early game.
I'm actually surprised to see him down that much CS. I mean, I expected him to be down.
But there was like 2 people mid.
Yeah,
there was a high pressured scenario for him. That wasn't easy having an Alistair around as well. But think about Roth. Oh,
nice.
They actually might get the stun onto Jokebot. That is really, really good.
Gets the condemn as well as the concussive blows down as well. So
that sets the pressure back really good to top lane. I think this is so helpful, stopping a roam. Now, experience-wise, TFR is actually lacking behind because they spent a lot of time in lanes
and roaming about
without getting any kills.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't get kills. They didn't get summoner spells. Everyone's super healthy.
But this is kind of playing into TFR's hand though, because their main carries on this team is very much Panda Paws and Peshep, and if D-Dan gets rolling, he really gets rolling. So right now they're just trying to get D-Dan rolling. Look at this. This 2J is gonna be in a bunch of trouble here. Gonna save this one. There we go. First blood onto Panda Paws.
Wow.
That's just perfect.
Best KS.
Best KS. They want to. I mean, like I said, the carries on this team is very much Panda Paws as well as Peshep.
Right. So this is good. This is nice. Play coming from TFR. TFR. Oh my gosh, is my tongue having problems today? Just a little bit, I feel like.
A little bit.
A little bit. Poker's also very low at the moment, and as Azir, you actually need your jungle to help you snowball, which is why I think the Kha'Zix pick is a bit strange, yeah? The Kha'Zix pick doesn't really help accomplish
Hasn't been doing anything right now. Just farming in the jungle, and even that farm is down to like 14.
Oh god, that's it. It's going to be a whole pile on. Using Empress Divide, that's very nicely done. Counter damage is the equalizer coming in yet. Oh, no, he's not in 4. He's not in 6 yet.
Tries to get it onto this one. The turret gets taken down. And oh, there we go. 2J tries to go in for the assassination though.
No, that's not
going to happen.
Crazy Pine is really low
Might even
as
get
well.
out of this one as well. Overheating there. Gets the slow out. Crazy Pine is going to walk away and Crusher.
Man, Crusher gets that kill. Not the best.
Oh!
And the pause with that snipe. Coming with the Eye of Destruction, low on mana. Gets the smite on, that's it, man.
Barrier coming out.
Yeah,
get the isolation damage. Oh, it's gonna turn it around. Gets the slowdown. Crusher, will you get a second one there? Gets the stun as well, and they're gonna get away from this one as
Peshep
jumps right in with Jokebot coming in from behind, using his teleport as well.
This is really nice. Roffin's at the side. Not enough though to stop this onslaught. Jokebot takes a bit of poke from that, but it's still very much in favor of Fat Rabbit. Oh, it's wonderful. Fat Rabbit was playing it to their advantage, got the turret in the mid, and still got kills.
Yeah, they pressured really well. They sent Crazy Pine on the roam, and Pesha is just like, hey guys, do whatever you want. I'm farming bot. I'm level 7 now.
Yeah, good stuff. Almost picking up that IE as well. Once he gets
78
that's
CS.
going to be pretty fantastic. Poker in the mid lane has, well, this turret's expired. Not the best situation to be in. He's a year. His farm is really low compared to this point in time to do.
Most Azir players or that I've watched, especially in the streams, and not many competitive ones that we've seen, even Faker's been playing Azir in the solo queue. What they do post level 3 is that no matter what their matchup, they deal damage. That's how they pressure the lanes. They don't poke. They deal damage using conquering stands. They do damage using, just they have to use that auto attack damage, use that zone control, and that's what Poker has not been doing.
Right.
Yes, Zerath is a very long range kind of mage, however, Azir has the tools to actually go in really close, so he should have done that in that early phases. Credit though given to TFR, they camped that lane superbly.
They did. Having Crazy Pine actually roam as Alistar is exactly what you want. I remember the old days of having Taric as a roamer, right? He doesn't have that same mobility that that Crazy Pine's Alistar has, so it's evolved in such a way that you want someone who is tanky, has dive potential, and of course even has a heal on his side, just in case you want to really make some clutch dive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be helpful. So bottom lane is actually pretty tough at the moment. Roland himself not snowballing too hard, sitting at about 20 CS, 25 CS down from Test Trap, who's doing excellent this game.
You talk about people who talk about players who have gotten their items. Morello Nomicon already down on Panda Pass. So those Arcano Pulses, the one that sniped out Poker, is gonna be sniping people even more.
Yeah, it's the new Athenes and Holy Grail, right? Tons of mana regen, cooldown reduction, nice sets of AP.
Athenes and Holy Grail did get buffed a little bit in the 4.21 patch though, so...
A little bit.
A little bit.
Still, all its mag resist is almost gone. Like, you might as well just tell me, you know what, we'll reduce 5% magic damage. That was looks like they get one
second dragon as well.
And this is the second dragon, but the first one for the side of... Oh no, the second one for Fat Rabbit.
Yeah, that's right.
The second one for Fat Rabbit.
Second one for Fat Rabbit, and finally the Jakarta Juggernauts here respawn with their top lane turret. So
it took them some time though, which is kind of...
really long time. I mean, it's equivalent to giving up 2 dragons for that 1 turret. Not worth.
Right.
Based on the numbers games itself, it's not worthwhile.
Right, so the Jakarta Juggernauts here have a lot of catching up to do. They are only 2k gold behind, still pretty fine. I think it isn't over yet, but it looks pretty brutal.
It is. It's starting to look very brutal.
It is.
I mean, the moment Infinity Edge gets popped out and Poker's just getting completely slaughtered in the lane.
He doesn't look that proficient as Azir as well, which I feel like he should have picked something more comfortable, because right now he isn't able to go for those roams, the potentially very strong roams as well as Azir. Going in,
Luffy here getting caught up. That's not the best equalizer to place down either. So
easily the worst equalizer. Like, your enemy was standing right there, and you threw it in somewhere.
Like just off,
you
like
threw it
parallel.
Yeah.
Like, but
he was trying to
off.
make train tracks
Yeah.
in the worst possible way. So Luffy here also a bit disappointing on his rumble. Has not used, both top lanes have not used the teleport to their advantages or for making any solid plays. But remember, the pressure is on the Juggernauts. The Juggernauts themselves are the ones who need to make the moves.
Yeah, I have to say, TFR here putting on a clinic. Just, you don't have to really win team fights right now, and all we need to do is just pressure lanes, and that's what they're doing.
Right.
Panda Paws in the mid lane himself is just doing a fantastic job. You've got Jokebot and D-Dan in the top lane just pummeling down turrets, and hey, it's gonna be Petchep and Crazy Pine, that duo lane. They're just gonna constantly pressure it down.
Right. It's not the easiest place to be in if you're a Juggernauts fan at the moment, because Crazy Pine is
He's
all that
single-handedly zoning out both the bot duo laners of Jakarta
He's
Juggernauts.
one man because, yeah, he has an ultimate, man. He has, as long as he has an ultimate, you can't really get through him in that short period of time.
Yeah, and it looks like Poker has been using his passive very much defensively here, getting the Sun Disc in. And all he can do is just sit behind his turret and prevent Panda Paws from getting damage down with his tier 2.
Yeah, he can try really hard.
And this blue buff is gonna go away as well. Oh! The smite coming out. Yeah, smite coming out by D-Dan. Panda Paws really wanted that Arcano Pulse though. He really wanted that. And then we see another turret being pressured. So TFR here just putting their sights onto one objective of the map across, and then you have the rest of the team just put down some damage down the bottom.
They're making the smart plays overall for this entire thing. Like, they haven't dropped an objective without making a trade. And also, they haven't really, I think, had a bad rotation. Now Jokeball's getting hit. He's really, really low at the moment. A 2v1 gang, no damage coming off of Maokai, so skirmish potential goes to 0.
Yeah,
Crusher in the bot lane
however
as well.
though, they have a 3-man push coming in down on the bottom. Dragon is not available just yet, so that's just gonna be the turret going down there.
Yeah, overall TFR here making just 3 team plays, getting kills and getting objectives. Next Dragon doesn't come out for I think another 2 minutes or so. So this is going to be pretty rough here.
And there we go, we will see the Zoe coming out from the Azir stand soldiers. That's gonna secure them their own red buff, so not that bad.
I mean,
Good
that's
work
nice.
on the soldiers. You can give them a, I don't know, a biscuit.
Thanks, man. I mean, biscuits always work. I think that's... Right now they need more than a biscuit, though. The Jakarta Juggernauts need a miracle to make a comeback. Not only are they 4k goal behind pre-20 minute mark, they aren't getting any form of experience because each lane they gank unsuccessfully also reduces the amount of experience that is shared after the minion wave is pushed. So that is terrible if you are a Juggernaut fan. Yeah, this is
Crazy fight. Just meeting up with 2 members here.
yeah.
And Pantherpause, oh, where's the
my.
Ride Arcane? Will we see the Ride of the Arcane? $1, 3 tries.
Oh
Headstrap
my.
here with the collateral damage
yeah.
off the side. He's like, hey bro, I got your last shot for you.
Hashtag skill shot too easy. Like that was insane. Like Kha'Zix is so squishy at the moment and he can't do anything to reset. I just what we're thinking, like Azir and Mumble, they can't get wrapped up.
They do.
You can't just be someone.
Oh, Luffy getting the overheat. And Jokeball taking quite a bit of damage. He's gonna back out from this one. Ethan as well as Pantherpause will be in the area. And Poker has made no attempt at all to just change the game and just turn the tide around.
Oh
He's
my
been using his shifting sense so defensively. Like, do we have to remind Poker that shifting sense gives you a health shield as well as a knockup?
I guess someone he didn't get the memo that they.
Yeah, I think he didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
I think he just thought it was just a mobility skill.
It's a nice. I mean, it's a fantastic skill.
It's
Just that
great.
he's not using it right, and now
He's not.
Fat Rabbit gets
Just-
another Drake.
They're just gonna watch this dragon spawn. It's gonna be the 3rd dragon of the game in 17 minutes. We might see our earliest 5th dragon buff come into
I
this
think
game.
so. And in fact, I think Fat Rabbit can close you not really fast against the Juggernaut. So it's just a matter of time. Like 4k goal is now 4.3k goal was actually the disparity, and that in itself can cause me to think otherwise. You know, like there's just so many things.
Oh man. Okay. This is what I hate about junglers picking off the Scuttle Crab, because it takes you like 15 seconds to kill Scuttle Crab
I mean, if you're
at
an
your level.
If you're an underfarmed Kha'Zix, I am sure it will take you forever.
He's still killing the Scuttle Crab!
Hey man,
he just
speed shrines are
He
the
just
best.
got it.
Speed shrines are bueno. So Luffy here, I mean they're so far behind in goal. Luffy has no boots, but went for the just
Rush
to
the
not-
Leandries, I mean.
rush the Leandries just so that you can trade in lane. That's tough. That's really really rough.
They're still holding on though, but like I said, the Jakarta Juggernauts here. Let's see Poker as well as Luffy and Rothans make some moves in the late game. I mean, they're still 20 minutes off the late game, but if they hang in there and if they get their items, this gold deficit of 5,000 gold isn't going to matter as much later on in the game.
Yeah, that's one thing. Luffy needs to actually farm a whole lot more. Sitting at 71 CS is tough.
That's a lot.
That's
the
nice.
amount of damage that Poker can actually do as well.
That's exactly what you should be doing as a
Yeah,
Zero, honestly.
get the cooldown reduction, increase your attack speed, and just really dish out a lot of damage using your Conquering Sands as well as your Sand Soldiers.
Right. So coming from the side now, 12 here trying to get his best to get the reset.
We haven't really seen a lot of the Luffy Crusher combination as well, so
Right.
they will actually create a very big zone whittle them down and allow 2J and Poker to clean up. That's the whole idea of their team comp, especially in that mid-game phase. That's what they want to do. And oh, 2J!
What? That damage is insane!
Right on the arcane. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, very close. Missing all that out.
Burns out the flash as well as the heal coming up from 2J, from Poker as well.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely right.
Two
so a lot
summoners
of
here.
summoners are down
Yeah.
from that, just from that one small bit of play that they did. He is so, like, 2K is so far behind at the moment. I don't know how he's gonna come back from this. Poker as well, like, it's great as the blue buff, but with his current item set against the Death Cap and Morgomicon that that Panda Paws has, what is he gonna do? It's a tough spot to be in, man. TFR, it looks like they are sure of their plan. They are convicted that they can pull through this one.
They don't. What I like that they're doing here is that they're not picking unnecessary fights. They know that the wombo combo that can come out from Jakarta Juggernauts might be effective. I wouldn't say that it will be because we haven't seen a team fight come out yet, but they don't want to take that risk. So what TFR is doing is getting the pick, making the rotations and just pressuring lanes all around.
Right. And that's pretty good too, alright? Like, you don't have to make unnecessary risk. Crazy Pine goes in. Look at that mass amount of damage coming in. Best Trap gets Crusher as the first kill without using his ultimate. Best Trap flashing against the wall. Robot pinned down. Luffy coming in from the side. Oh my goodness, this is clean shot, man. And Azir just a bit too late.
They're gonna
while
clean up
Luffy
house
is
here.
stuck on the other side.
And this is what I'm saying, like, they did not have to pick out that fight because, you know, giving that goal out, oh, gets a teleport, interrupted!
Oh man, that's really sad. And Panda Paws now 4-0-2, picking up Death Cap and Morgomicons. There's a hack, I'm sure. Like, so much money.
So much money indeed. Peshep nearly got taken down there, managing to survive that fight as well.
That's crazy, yeah.
Like I said, they didn't not really need to fight that one off because, you know, giving the kills over to the other team will allow one or two members to actually start snowballing, and that kill was given off to Rumble, I believe.
Yes, I think so too.
2, 1 and 1, getting the salt boots, additional magic penetration, and if, you know, yes, Luffy didn't really layer up the equalizer properly, but if that happened perfectly on top of the glacial fissure,
if it did.
if it did, like in a perfect storm of events, these kind of wombo combo comps can just catch you off guard. It really can.
It really will take a miracle though. Items wise, they're like so far behind.
They're so far behind.
Maokai has already made
His Rod of Ages.
the Rod of Ages. It's gonna happen sooner or later, man. Like, Jokebot's just gonna come run in, pick off the strongest backline character, and that will be it.
What was that? I mean, collateral damage out of nowhere just for funsies.
Not for funsies, for winsies, man. It's all for the win.
All for the win.
Going all the way, balls deep.
There we go, the equalizer for the disengage, or more like the push out. Oh, Rothman's actually going for the flash and the Bilgewater, dodging out the eye. However, they need to really be careful. The Rider Arcade coming in.
DJ coming in from the side.
Gets the Emperor's Divide.
As much as possible. Crusher as well, escaping with barely 1 health. This is a bad situation for Juggernauts.
It is. It's a very lackluster Kha'Zix and Azir coming into this game. And we talk about the equalizer as well. All the Jakarta Juggernauts have to do is win 1 game.
That's the hope they have in their hearts,
That's the hope.
man.
That's the hope that HFL have in their hearts.
Exactly. I think everything's really okay, but the sheer number of dragons that TFR has picked up is
the earliest they can grab the dragon buff will be, let's see, 6 minutes on the respawn, so it's gonna be 30 minutes. That's gonna be a really early 5th dragon.
That's gonna be, if they get that 5th dragon, they can at least go straight in for the kill.
I'm still really unhappy with the graphics that pop up when you get the dragon, because now with the 4th and 2nd dragon buff being swapped, they forgot to change
the tooltip, tooltip on top of it. Yeah, so you'll see words that say like
power destruction on the 4th buff when it's actually pushing power.
So the 4th was pushing power. So looks like the Juggernauts have very little farm at the moment. They're poor at that, and that also reflects in their ability to rotate or play the champions and know exactly how much DPS it can provide to the entire team.
Yeah. We will see a Phantom Dancer pick up for Ruffin. That's an item that I've not seen
in a while.
Who knows when.
Like, static chip is so much better just because of its proc, and obviously because it will take 200%. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, of the damage. Really, really. This is the Juggernauts trying to make a revenge or make a comeback by taking that bottom turret, but it's so surprised because that
TFR here,
yeah.
if they can close out this game immediately after the Baron buff, I'll be impressed.
I'll be impressed, man. It's only like 25-minute mark, and
they're like,
big thing.
They're like, bros, we've got 5 more minutes to the next dragon. Let's see if we can forego the dragon buff here. They, however, do lose 2 turrets to that 1 Baron call though.
It hardly matters, especially since they're just going all in all the way.
And there we go, we see that fight coming out. We've got a Rhino Arcade jumping in. The Emperor's Divide will divide the team a little bit. And Ashab is now on a killing spree.
Polka is so low at the moment. G-Dan still coming in from the side, gets slowed down a bit. I think they will disengage from this.
They're just gonna march on. They're just gonna march on.
You know what they need now?
What?
Righteous Glory.
They need either Shoot Raiders or Righteous Glory, man.
Hey man, Righteous Glory, best item in game. Oh, Joke bot there, just running in, using the 2-step advance. They want blood. They want blood.
They do.
Azir from the side is like, can't do anything to help.
He can't,
they take the shield.
I dare say that Polka will not be able to use his, not Conquering Sands, the E aggressively at all. Shifting Sands aggressively at all. I mean, I've not seen Shifting Sands being used aggressively. We've got those minions coming in. They're gonna rotate down to the mid lane, I believe. We've got D-Dan going up to the top, and they're just going for an all-out split push game here.
This is super easy. I mean, these guys are just going to empower all the minions in all 3 lanes.
You've got mini Alistars. I mean, the melee minions here are just beasts.
Right. I mean, that's why you want to send your guys across the map, because since the Baron buff empowers minions in that lane when you're nearby, what's better than 1 lane of super powered minions?
3 lanes of super power minions.
Absolutely. So G-Dan here going to help Pandapause take up that blue buff, and I think this is it's going to be very hard to defend.
They secure all the outer turrets, the inner turrets first. So great job on using the Baron, taking down 2 turrets already. Can they close out before this Baron buff wears out though?
I think they can.
It's another minute left on the Baron.
What? The collateral damage came out already. Tons of damage being dealt. They're gonna shift down back into the mid lane.
Like, I'm gonna use collateral damage like Lux uses Final Flash.
Because it's important to clear minions.
It is.
It's very important.
And watch this turret
going
drop.
all the way. That is a brilliant cataclysm coming in. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, only hitting 1 of the okay. Well, 1 hit by the arcane, and you can just shoot an entire arcane pulse through their bodies. This is it. I think they're gonna go straight up into finishing up that turret. That's 1. Number 2 is coming out too. J2G gets
oh
melted.
My goodness, he gets obliterated in that fight.
Get scorched, son. That damage is so high.
Peshap, don't kill any minion right now. You should kill 3 more. Damn, Peshap.
So close.
So close to making such a fantastic number.
Yeah, I mean, that was really, really nice to watch. That was a quick, decisive game coming in from Fat Rabbit, and one of the teams
every single dragon.
Every single dragon.